TheJamies.net.
Bermuda is known for its pink sand beaches, turquoise waters, and dramatic coastline. One of the most popular stretches of beaches is located along the South Shore, which is home to Horseshoe Bay, Warwick Long Bay, and several picturesque coves. We visited Bermuda during our June 2025 cruise aboard the Norwegian Getaway and discovered an easy way to reach these beaches early in the morning, long before the crowds arrived. In this video, we'll show you how we combined two bus routes to reach Bermuda's South Shore with plenty of time to explore before most cruise passengers were even leaving their ships. Just a quick note that if you enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up or leave a comment. It really helps our channel. And consider subscribing so you get alerted when we add new videos. It's important to note that this early bus option only worked on day 2 and later of our stay in Bermuda because our ship was cleared for disembarkation too late for it to work on day 1. It's also important to keep in mind that the early bus option only worked Monday through Friday because Bermuda's buses run different schedules on weekends and holidays. We recommend checking the official bus timetables, which we've linked in the description below, to confirm the exact times for your visit. Leaving from the Royal Naval Dockyard, many cruise passengers use the number 7 bus, often called the beach bus, as a public transportation option to head to the beaches. During our visit, the first number 7 bus left the dockyard around 8:20 a.m. on weekdays. The schedule listed earlier times, but routes marked MB only went as far as Mangrove Bay, which was well short of the dockyard. Because of this, the 8:20 bus was often crowded, and during previous visits to Bermuda, we saw people waiting through multiple number 7 buses to finally have an opportunity to board. Another option from the dockyard was the minibuses, which departed from the transportation zone located near the cruise ships. However, most minibuses didn't start operating until after 8 a.m. And all of the drivers wanted a full minibus before leaving, which was completely understandable, but it just wasn't a great option for our family. Taxis were also available in the same area, but we preferred finding a less expensive option. After spending some time reviewing the Bermuda public bus schedules, we discovered an early bus option that could get us to the beaches well before most cruise passengers. There were 3 factors that made this early bus option possible. First, even though the number 7 route didn't have buses running all the way to the dockyard in the early morning hours, it did have buses running to the area of Mangrove Bay. Second, the number 8 route had service to the dockyard as early as 6:35 a.m., almost 2 full hours before the first number 7 bus arrived. And third, the number 7 and number 8 buses shared the same route for most of western Bermuda. All of these combined meant we could board the number 8 bus at the dockyard, then transfer to the number 7 bus to continue to the beaches. The only limitation to this early bus option was that we would have to make the transfer before the area of Barnes Corner, because that's where the number 7 and number 8 routes split. The number 7 route continued along the South Road toward the beaches, while the number 8 route continued along Middle Road toward the city of Hamilton. To keep things easy, we opted to take the 7:05 a.m. number 8 bus from the dockyard during our 3rd day in Bermuda. We woke up early that morning and were walking off the ship by 6:30 a.m. After a roughly 15-minute walk across the dockyard, we were waiting at the bus stop in front of the Clock Tower shopping mall well ahead of the scheduled stop time for the bus. Soon enough, the number 8 bus arrived, and we paid our fare using tokens we had purchased the previous day at the Visitor Services Center in the dockyard. It was necessary to purchase the tokens ahead of time, since the center didn't open until 8:30 a.m. Passengers could also use a multi-day pass or pay in cash with either U.S. or Bermudian currency, which are equal in value. Just keep in mind that the cash fare is slightly higher than the fare for tokens or passes. After boarding the number 8 bus and explaining our plans to the driver, he called ahead to have a number 7 bus wait for our transfer. Thanks to our bus driver's coordination efforts, we transferred to a number 7 bus not even 5 minutes after we left the dockyard, and were soon on our way towards the South Shore. The quick transfer showed us exactly how easy it was to make the early bus option work. Just like all of our previous experiences in Bermuda, the public bus drivers were all extremely friendly, knowledgeable, and helpful. They went out of their way to make sure we were on the right bus at the right time. And they also pointed out when our stop was approaching. So if you decide to try the early bus option yourself, we highly recommend talking with your bus driver as soon as you board, so they can help you along the way. As an extra layer of precaution, you can also follow along with your bus ride using your phone's maps. Just make sure you download offline maps for Bermuda ahead of time if you're not going to have data available. Continuing on the number 7 bus, we decided to go past Horseshoe Bay Beach and got off at Warwick Long Bay Beach. While most passengers would probably choose to get off at Horseshoe Bay, we wanted to enjoy a walk along the shoreline starting at Warwick Long Bay. By using the early bus option, we were able to reach our destination of Warwick Long Bay Beach by 7:45 in the morning, well before other transportation options were available at the dockyard. From there, we spent time walking and exploring many of the South Shore beaches, slowly heading toward Horseshoe Bay Beach, which we reached around 9 a.m. All of the beaches were practically empty, including Horseshoe Bay, which is typically one of the busiest beaches on the island. In fact, there were only a few dozen visitors when we arrived, with plenty of space and loungers available everywhere we looked. One final note: if you don't use the early bus option and the number 7 bus is already running to the dockyard, be sure to take it directly. Since those buses tend to fill up completely at the dockyard, there won't be room to transfer to one later from a number 8 bus. The early bus option was an easy way to experience many of Bermuda's most famous beaches without any of the crowds. It's a great strategy to keep in mind if you'd like an earlier and quieter start to your Bermuda beach day.